This is my 2021 Can-Am Commander XT 1000R. Okay, since some of you guys were displeased with the last video I did on this, I'm going to go ahead and make another video, and it's just going to be 100% about the machine here. So let's get started. Right now I almost have 100 miles on it. I've got 99.3, so I got a pretty good idea about how this thing operates now. What we're gonna do is I'll just go through you everything about it. We'll hop in here, and first of all, it's got the Can-Am key. You just stick it right on there, and then it's push button, so you just push to start it and push to stop it. It's got a real nice display. You got your fuel gauge, temperature gauge, and then you can go through and hit the menu button, and it'll show you your speed stat, your average, and your max, engine temp, battery voltage, and that's about it. Then you also got two different drive modes. And then you got your trip meter as well. And then I keep mine on RPM. And you got two different drive modes. You got sport mode and eco mode. Just putting around here on the farm doing stuff, I keep it in eco mode, and it seems to work real good. It's real smooth. I put it in sport mode a few times, and it gets up and moves. It's got some power to it. There's no doubt about that. I mainly use it around our little farm here, just doing odd and end things. Once in a while we do go up to some trails and ride, and that's why I wanted to upgrade to this from my Ranger. Biggest complaint I had so far, and I'm gonna have to do some adjusting on the shocks, because in some trail riding situations it's real light on the front end and it don't want to go around corners, so I haven't had a chance to really mess with that yet. I don't know, most of the time it's running around with this sprayer here in the back. You know, it handles it really well. I put in this plug here for my sprayer, and then I got the switch down there for it. And then it's got your differential lock. So basically it's always in one-wheel drive, and that's good for riding around on grass. Then you flip your diff lock, and it locks the rear diff together, so that helps out a lot. And you also got your four-wheel drive right there. On this side you got your headlights, and your brights are all the way up, and that's the winch. It comes with a winch from the factory, so that's not added. The only thing I've put on this so far would be the windshield, and I went with a poly windshield because in my old Ranger I had a glass one, and I broke it a few times, and they're really expensive, so I thought I'd go with poly, and so far I don't like it. These spots are from the chemicals in the sprayer, and they don't like to come out. So I put the windshield in it. Like I said, I put this plug back here, wired it in, you know, just a trailer plug, and that just goes to the pump. Now I've been comparing this to a Ranger midsize, because that's what I had for 5 years, 6 years. But it's got real nice doors on it. You know, they shut and open real easy. You got door handles inside too. The one thing I got to get used to that I don't really care for at the moment is obviously the doors and the seats and the way you get in it, because you sit down in this machine And with like a Ranger, you obviously sit up, and it's easier to get in and out of with a Ranger. That's not too big of a deal. The other thing I complain about, which most people won't care, is this piece right here. So since I'm riding around doing a little spot spraying with this, I got my arm hanging out the window, or out the door, and this piece here, from about here to here, is kind of awkward to stick your arm out holding that sprayer. But I mean, I'll get used to it. You know, it's not like I'm doing that every day, all day. That's about twice a year I'm doing that for maybe a couple hours. Real nice tailgate, big tailgate handle. You know, this has a 250-pound max to sit on the tailgate. And the bed, there's all the specs on the bed and the whole machine itself. So max load capacity is 467 pounds. So you're not going to haul a whole bunch, but you know, it's still good. It's a good crossover. It's very sporty and still has basically a full-size bed to do whatever you need to do with it as a utility. It's got a really big glove box. It's good and deep. And then it's got a glove box over there behind the gauge cluster. It's a little bit smaller. You're not going to keep much in there, you know. So there's that. My biggest complaint, definitely the cup holders being on the floor. And they're not too bad to get to. The problem is there's so much heat that comes out of here. Even though they moved the engine to the rear on these, your drinks just get so hot so fast. And it's also pretty hot to sit in here and ride. Now there is one thing that I learned from another video on YouTube is, and the dealer didn't tell me, is these side panels right here come off, and I'll show you. So to take them side panels off, you're going to open your tailgate, and you see these guys here, you're going to twist these out, just like that. And then you'll come over here, then you're just going to grab this, pull it back, and there you go. Now, this side here is designed to hold a spare belt and your belt tool. So that's pretty handy to have that go there. And to put it back on is just as simple. You just line this up. Just line that up, put your pins back in. And there you have it. Now the other side also comes off. It comes off the exact same way. You know, turn your pins, and I'll show you this side. Now this side here is designed to hold jumper cables. And there's a little picture in there somewhere, but yeah, you just clip your jumper cables there, fold them up, and they go right in there. That's a pretty handy idea that they did, considering there's not a whole lot of storage anywhere else, so that kind of helps you out. And it just goes back on the same way. Now obviously it does have a tilting bed, dump bed. And I'm not gonna dump it right now because I have that sprayer full of water back there. So you just have to take my word for that. But it's got nice big handles on both sides to get to those. Fuel caps on the passenger side. And then right here is really easy access to get to your air filter. So that makes it nice to get to. Just snaps right back in place. It's got 28-inch tires from the factory, which isn't huge, but it's still a decent sized tire. I think it's got 13 inches of ground clearance from the factory, and it comes with the arched A-arms. And this one being a XT, it does have the signature lights right here, but they only come on when the headlights are on. Show you these. So those are on now. Headlights are on. They look pretty cool at night. And obviously it's got, you know, nice LED lights all over it, tail lights and everything. So it also has a 2-inch receiver, which seems to be pretty standard on everything nowadays. One other thing I put on that I forgot is this mirror there, and it's pretty much a necessity. You can't see anything out of this. I do want to get side mirrors, I believe. As much as that center mirror helps, it's still just not enough. I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, so far, I mean, I still have mixed emotions about it. I almost wonder if I shouldn't have kept my Ranger, or if I shouldn't have went with a Can-Am Defender. My biggest thing was I wanted something sporty, because I had the Ranger, and you get off in trails and stuff, and it wasn't that exciting. It was very top heavy, very low ground clearance. It had 10 inches of ground clearance. So the one time I have took this on the trail so far, I was pretty impressed. Like I said, the only thing I had to complain about was it felt like the front end was light, so I need to play with the shocks a little bit. But there you have it. I hope this video is a lot better than the previous one. You know, according to a lot of people, I was talking too much, didn't talk enough about the buggy here. So hopefully this is a better video for you guys.
From the west side